it's me, unapologetic Clinica, unapologetic Clinica. Binge for tune enjoy true crime stories on real life issues and more. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe. Hey, it's me, unapologetic Clinica, unapologetic Clinica. Binge for tune enjoy true crime stories on real life issues and more. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. First, a big thank you to all of my subscribers and even the people in the bushes. Thank you for that watch. I really appreciate it. So I am back with another story in my true crime series. I'm hoping to have something from my conspiracy theory series coming up really soon, and also a story time. So please remember to drop some butterflies in the chat for me or even in the comments section, and enjoy the show. Oh, but before we begin, let me give a trigger warning. We will be speaking about domestic violence in the video, and there will be a 911 call, so it may be triggering to some. This is the disturbing case of Beatriz Betty Silva. Beatriz Betty Silva was a 25-year-old student at Front Range Community College. She lived with her sister Maria, who was 22, Maria's husband Max Ojeda, who was 32, and just recently married. They were newlyweds. They all lived in a mobile home about 35 miles from Denver, Colorado. At the time, Beatrice worked for Chipotle, and she was also an associate at Marshall's. Before moving in with her sister and brother-in-law, Betty was living with her boyfriend, Daniel Sanchez. Their relationship was very rocky and always off and on because of the domestic violence in the relationship. So after dinner on Thanksgiving Day, which was November 22nd, 2012, Betty decided to have a conversation with Daniel. And during that conversation, she decided to just go ahead and break things off. And that is when she made her move permanent with her sister and brother-in-law. Daniel, of course, did not take that well at all. They had a pretty tumultuous relationship right after the breakup. Betty also started seeing someone else, and she had moved on and was talking to a whole different guy. Eventually, the anger subsided unless Daniel felt like it was easier trapping a fly with honey than it is vinegar. So then deciding to switch things up a little bit. They were getting along so well that Daniel actually asked Betty for a $1,000 loan to fix his truck, and she gave it to him. So a little time had passed, and Betty decided she wanted to meet with Daniel to talk about the terms of repaying the loan. So she called him up and asked him to meet her in the Best Buy parking lot. She felt like meeting in Best Buy's parking lot would, offer some sort of security because she's in a public place. So on Saturday, December 15th, 2012, at about 2 p.m., Betty meets with Daniel, and she sits in his truck to start discussing the terms of repayment. While in the midst of this discussion, Betty receives a phone call and text message from her current boyfriend. This sends Daniel into a complete rage. A scuffle ensues between them, and he decides to immediately take off. And he takes off with Betty in the truck with him. He starts driving around town, down dirt roads, past hotels, trying to get Betty to actually get a room so they can pick up their relationship. He could not deal with the fact that she had actually moved on. After begging and riding around with this madman for about an hour and a half, he then takes her back to Best Buy and he drops her off. Betty rushes home, and her boyfriend decide to go down to the police department. And that was around 4 o'clock on December 15th. Betty filed a report for kidnapping, and she also filed a protection order against Daniel. While Betty and her new boyfriend were taking care of all of this, Daniel was calling, texting both her, the boyfriend, and the relatives of Betty, making threats. And this is an example of one of them.
Hey, I thought me and you had this clear, motherfucker. Didn't we have this clear? You're gonna see the fucking beat the out of you.
So with all of this evidence of DV and kidnapping and harassment mounting against Daniel, the police department decided to make contact with him. He then turned himself in the next day, which was Sunday, December 16th, 2012. When Daniel Sanchez turned himself in, he actually had several charges he had to face. One was false imprisonment, second-degree kidnapping, harassment, and DV. And being that this was a Sunday, he would have to wait until Monday to see the judge. So Daniel spends his little night in jail, and the very next day he sees the judge, which is Monday, December 17th, 2012. He was released from jail around 10 p.m. on Monday. But before releasing Daniel, being that he has a DV charge and also a protection order filed against him, they have to call the victim and let the victim know that he's being released. So they did call Betty, and they did alert her that he will be being released in just a few minutes. He literally bonded out in 30 minutes. Daniel then, being that he was angry and in a rage, he decided to drive straight from jail to the Silva's home. He parked out on the street for a while just thinking. After some time, he armed himself with a .45 caliber, 13-round Glock, and he also had an extra magazine. Daniel then proceeds to get out of his truck and go to the back entrance of the home, and he breaks out the patio door to gain entry. Once gaining entry to the home, Daniel proceeds to the bedroom of the newlyweds, Maria and Max Ojeda, where he executed them while they were sleeping. This alerted Betty and gave her just enough time to get to the phone to make her 911 call. And this is what you're about to hear.
What's the address of the emergency?
11464.
I need you to say the address. I can't understand you.
11464 Hot Springs.
Okay, repeat the address one more time to make sure I have it right.
No.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, this
Hello?
is 911. What's going on?
I just shot everybody right now.
You just shot everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, what is your name?
Daniel Sanchez?
Pablo Sanchez?
Yeah.
Okay, how many people did you shoot?
3.
You shot who people? Who did you shoot?
My ex-girlfriend, because she was cheating on me with Roy.
Okay.
And myself, I'm going to shoot myself right now.
Pablo, I need you to stay on the phone with me, okay? Just wait until we get there. Pablo?
Yeah.
Okay, just stay with me, okay? Don't shoot yourself.
Okay.
Okay? Tell me exactly what happened.
Like 6 months ago, I caught my girlfriend cheating on me.
Uh-huh.
And I told Roy to stop talking to her.
Okay.
He wouldn't do it. He pressed charges on me kidnapping. I'm not on bond, but I
Okay.
want to do him, so.
She pressed charges on you for kidnapping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for my girlfriend, too, so. Didn't know what she was doing.
Okay, who else was there?
What do you mean?
Who else was there with you tonight?
Right
The
now?
other two people, do you know who they were?
Her sister and her husband.
Okay. 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 How did you get there?
Driving?
You drove there?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you there by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what room are you in right now? Pablo? Pablo? Hello? I think he just shot himself.
While Maria is on the phone with 911, Daniel then proceeds to the room where she is and executes her while she is on the phone. Daniel proceeds to pick up the phone and continue the conversation with the 911 operator. In the midst of this conversation, he turns the gun on himself. Weld County deputies and the SWAT team arrived at the home at 4:18 in the morning. By 5:30 a.m., after not getting any responses from anyone on the inside, they decided to enter into the home. Officers found Daniel Sanchez dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Then they discovered Max and Maria dead in their beds. They then found Beatriz Silva in another bedroom shot to death. Officers found a total of 16 shell casings scattered throughout the home. And just a little personal side note. In reporting Daniel Sanchez to Denver police, Beatriz was reluctant to go forward with more serious kidnapping-related charges. So by minimizing the seriousness of the incident, that charge was looked at as a lesser charge, allowing his bond to be set at $10,000. Had the magistrate been convinced that, Daniel Sanchez posed a serious threat of life or threatening violence, Sanchez's bail may not have been set that low. But there is also that possibility that regardless, Beatrice's fate was sealed once she became this violent, evil, unstable man's girlfriend. And if there is anyone out there experiencing any type of DV, mental, physical abuse, or you know of someone that's experiencing these things, or even a child that is being abused, there are hotlines you can call. There are people that you can report this to. So please don't be afraid to report. Please don't be afraid to say something. There are also several support groups out there as well. Well, this concludes my video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you haven't seen my first video, go back and take a look. I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.
Hey, it's me, unapologetically Beatriz to enjoy true crime stories on real life issues and more. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe. Hey, it's me, unapologetically Beatriz to enjoy true crime stories on real life issues and more. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe. it's me, unapologetic, baby, have fun, baby, have fun, baby, have fun. Hey, it's me, unapologetic, baby, have fun, baby, have fun, baby, have fun. Hey, it's me, unapologetic, baby, have fun, baby, have fun, baby, have fun. Hey, it's me, unapologetic, hey, it's me, unapologetic, unapologetic, enjoy true crime stories on real life issues and more. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe. Hey, it's me, unapologetic, enjoy true crime stories on real life issues and more. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe.